Vitality is our ability to have spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical bliss. Some call it paradise. We call it a game.
Hey all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly values, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your host, femininity coach, and author of the Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So today I'm talking about a guest that Kendra G had on her show recently. I'm not going to play the video because video is like 23 minutes long. And so I'll probably just link it in the description box to the original video. Shout out to Kendra G, because this is not my content. This is her content. But the one thing that I wanted to talk about was this lady's life, or at least the portion of her life that she talked about on the show. Now, this woman had been married at least twice, from what I could gather from what she was saying, a marriage that lasted 12 years, and one that I presume she had her children in that marriage, most of which were grown. She said she only had twin boys, was like 13 years old, that was living in the house with her. And she had had another marriage that lasted a few years with a man that was 9 years her junior. And this is a woman who is wealthy. She said that she made about 6 figures a month. So 6 figures a month makes you a multimillionaire. And she says she has several streams of income. So I can certainly believe that. Just the way she was talking led me to believe that that wasn't cap. Her requirements were not astronomical. She required that the man that she, or that finds her, from what she said, made at least 6 figures a year, and he owned a home, or at least owned a condominium. Now, some people might, think that that was something she shouldn't have wanted or whatever. I didn't find any issue with that. Not necessarily because, well, here's the thing. Once you get into certain tax brackets, your mind changes about currency and money and wealth. So I can understand completely a woman at her level not saying that, okay, he's not going to earn what I earn. Very few people actually do, man or woman, no matter who the man is. However, making at least 6 figures a year and owning a home actually puts you in a certain type of mindset so that the wealth doesn't bother you. And that's what she was really trying to say. Like, if you are of a poverty scarcity mindset, like you can't be around her because the wealth is going to bother you. However, so I didn't really see too much of a problem with that. Because I understood why she wanted it, and because she was like, I don't need you with 100 pair of Jordans living in an apartment, which is probably the type of guy that I think she was thinking of a specific dude, because she mentioned it about 3 times. So it was some dude that was putting the wood to her, but he didn't have his life together in a way that she could have made a relationship with him. So the sex was good, but he didn't have his life together in any way, shape, or form according to the 10 life values. So she couldn't deal with him in a serious relationship. So that's what that was. So she said a few key things. She likes to be put in her place. She doesn't want men to be intimidated by her wealth. She doesn't. So these are sort of red flags. These are feminist red flags. I want to be put in my place. This is a woman that's telling you she's consistently in her masculine energy. Okay. She's consistently in her masculine energy. Now, she didn't seem to be a bad person. So I'm not here to slander her or talk about her negatively. But what I am pointing out is that this is a woman who, she was in her 40s, And she was pretty. She was a pretty woman. She said she had lost about 150 pounds because she had gotten big having kids. So, you know what I'm saying? And she is upkept herself. She looked nice. She said she lost the weight naturally, more or less, like she had like a gastric surgery or whatever. But more or less, she lost her weight the regular way, eating correctly and exercising and things like that. So I can definitely respect the work ethic that goes into that. And so this is a woman who probably more than likely followed some man's SOS somewhere, his leadership somewhere that got her to where she's at. But this is likely a man that mentored her, but didn't want her. You know what I'm saying? It likely was not that kind of relationship. She likely ran into an alpha, but that wasn't a relationship he wanted. However, he still gave her the blueprint on how to be successful, in different areas of her life. And she apparently listened, and it's yielding some benefit to her, especially with the external values, her mobility, her profession, and her wealth, okay, and her leisure. I don't know what her level of education is. And so this is a woman who, for the last however many years, has concentrated on the external 5 of the 10 life values, but not necessarily concentrated on the internal 5, because she's saying that her first marriage dissolved basically because she put her profession above her family. And when you take a look at the 10 life values, profession is 8, family is 3. It's never supposed to come before. And basically, she was like, her goal was to be retired at the age she is now. So she was putting in work. She was grinding. She said she had been homeless before, all this kind of stuff. So she went through some ups and downs. But her ultimate goal was to basically gain wealth, okay? And which she has accomplished. But she doesn't have a man. And she said that her first husband, was on the road. He was a truck driver and things of that nature. She was on the grindstone in her way, put her profession before her family, and he began to get his needs met on the road with other women because she wasn't meeting them. And this is like, admittedly, I wasn't meeting his needs. So he went to get them. So eventually this dissolves the marriage, okay? This will dissolve a marriage. It will, 100% of the time. So that marriage dissolved at some other place. I don't know the timeline necessarily. At some other juncture in her life, she married a man that was 9 years her junior. And admittedly, this was a time where she was being a cougar with that guy. So that's predatory. She said that didn't work out because of age and maturity differences, right? She's like, I enjoy being a cougar. It was fun, but I need a man that's more on my age bracket or what have you, with the level of maturity that I need him to have. So this was a plaything. This was a guy that, you know what I'm saying? She, he was young. She said he was a baller. Like he was played in the NBA, but not like a top tier player. So he had money. He had youth. He had what it took in the bedroom, but that marriage didn't last either. So what's my point? What am I talking about? I'm laying out and pointing out the various things that this lady was talking about as it pertained to her life and her love life and how that had been going, what had been going on in her family value, what had been going on in her health value, what had been going on in her dwelling value. Remember, she said she was homeless at one point. What had been going on with her appearance value, what had been going on with her spiritual value, right? And this is a woman that's still in her masculine energy. Now, she wasn't just coming off crazy, but you could tell she was still there in her mind. That's where she was at. She was in that masculine energy because she mentioned wanting to be put in her place. So she wants a man that's more masculine than her, that's going to make her get into a more feminine space. This is always a red flag. And the reason why this is a red flag is, again, to point out something specific to her, like, because I don't know her. But here's what I'm talking about. This woman And I need young lionesses. I need young women to pay attention. This woman has lived the exact trajectory of life that feminism tell women they have to live, that is going to bring them the most fulfillment, that is going to make them the most happy, that is going to make them the most satisfied, that is going to yield them the biggest, you know what I'm saying, that's going to yield them the eudaimonia or the fulfillment that they looking for as women. She don't need a man to take care of her. You know what I'm saying? She can do this. Her kids is grown. All of this stuff. She's a successful, wealthy, pretty, this, that, but she's alone. And in that video, she talks about that loneliness. She talks about, yeah, I was with the guy that made millions of dollars. I was with the truck driver guy. I was with the guy with, you know what I'm saying, 100 pairs of Jordans, but he lived in an apartment. I was with these guys. You know, I put my profession before, I put my external values before my internal values. And what is that? That is the quintessential lost value system, where all of the external values are at the top, all of the internal values are at the bottom. This is how I live my life, and I am not fulfilled. I lost weight. She's a decent looking woman. She wasn't no ugly woman. Seemed like she got a little bit of sense in her head. She wasn't like crazy. She had money. She lived in a beautiful, the backdrop of her home, beautiful. Okay? But she didn't have fulfillment. That's the point. She still needed a man. And she didn't really come with the I don't need a man, I just want one type of situation either. That's not what she said. At least I didn't hear that at any point in the video. Okay? Maybe I missed it if she said it. But she was like on some I need a man to like come into my life. Like, so because basically I have all of this stuff, I work to accumulate it, but I don't have the fulfillment that only comes from having a man instill order in my life that loves me, that give me that companionship, that give me that emotional connection that I sacrificed early on in my life. Now I want it. Now it's more difficult. She can't demand that a man make 6 figures a month. It's rare the people who actually legit make 6 figures a month. Okay? That is the rare 1% of wealth in America. Okay? So she knew not to say that. She knew, you know what is and is not, you know, really feasible. So she's just saying, listen, make 6 figures a year. You know, you got garbage men that can do that. He must be masculine. He got to own a home, you know, stuff like that. But her main deal is she wanted the masculinity. She needed the masculine energy in her life. She needed the SOS. She needed a man's system. She needed his order, and she needed his structure in her life. She don't feel complete. See, she lived the feminist lie. She lived it. In a feminist world, the way they tell women, she should not even be looking for a man outside of a sexual plaything, which I'm sure she can find an abundance of. I'm sure she can do that. But see, as women, we get to a point where we don't want to rip and run them streets. Even a 304 get tired at some point of them streets. I don't want one to just roll through and he don't pay me no attention, and you know what I'm saying, I get the D from him, but I can't really get nothing else from him. That's why she said it. I don't want the guy with, you know, 100 pair of Jordans in the apartment, because that's the dude that's going to lay that wood on her, but she can't get the other P's from him. He ain't got SOS. She said it. He got chaos in his life. You know, I dated the guy with several baby mamas, like they chaotic. She wants the SOS. She needed, and she recognized that she needed, but it might be too late, because the man she can get might not necessarily be to the level of masculinity that she's looking for, because she's looking for an alpha. She's looking for the type of alpha, the same type of alpha that gave her the SOS to make her a millionaire. I guarantee you that's the man she's looking for. Because if she can find that man that's currently making 6 figures, he'll take a lot of that and be like, I got it. I'm going to be a millionaire in the next couple of years. But those men have likely already done that if they're her age, 40s, 50s. If he's an alpha already and he ain't young, a young alpha, he's already done that. She's looking for the same. This might be an alpha widow. She's looking for that kind of man with the SOS, the type of man that she couldn't get with in a personal relationship, but he gave her the 4 Ps in a way that would make her financially secure and things of that nature. Told her, he was probably told her, you need to lose weight. You need to get yourself together. You need to get your spiritual house together. You need to get your health together. You need to get your family in order. You need to get your appearance in order. You need to get your dwelling in order. And then we will get to the wealth and the mobility, and we'll get to that. He probably told her that, but no relationship, no personal relationship, no sexual, you know what I'm saying? No marriage, not to that guy. I guarantee you that's what she's looking for. Just wanted to drop that in. Just wanted to, tell y'all about that. The other thing I want to tell you about is the petition that we have against Black Lives Matter as an organization for their theft of $90 million in donated funds. The link to that petition is in the description box. So please sign, share, and contribute to that petition. Also, sound off in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your host, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites. Hey guys, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And if you've got more to say on the topic, leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to support our sponsor, who so graciously supports this channel by clicking the description box and the link for A-Game at agameherbal.com. You can go ahead and get a 10% discount off of your next purchase using the code Kendra10. This has been yet another Crimson Cure production, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.